Hello everybody, it's me Sticks here for another video, and today we're going to talk about saws. Three of the saws that I carry are these ones here. I had two Silky saws and I have one fiskars saw, and I'm a big fan of folding saws just because they're compact and they work I find better than a bow saw or any other kind of saw other than a chainsaw. But these are pretty much, I mean, this one is like a mini chainsaw. You can cut wood so fast with it. So yeah, we're gonna go through these saws and I'll do a review on each one and test them out and see what we think. So stay tuned. This is the Pocket Boy 130. It's a Silky saw, and this thing is a little beaver, man. It'll chew through wood like crazy, and it's got about a 5.5 inch blade, saw blade, and it's got really aggressive teeth, as you can see. They're impulse hardened, so the sharpness will last for a long time. You can't really sharpen these blades, you'll have to buy a replacement, but once they're dull, but these blades will last. If you're using it responsibly and everything, these blades will last for a long time, a couple years probably, maybe even more if you're very careful and not hitting anything hard. But it's got a nice rubber handle which feels really good in the hand. It's got a locking mechanism. You push this to lock it into place. There's one notch, and then there's another notch to put it at a different angle for cutting at different angles and stuff, but I usually don't use that option. I use the first notch, and it works just great. So I'm going to make a quick cut here with the saw just so you guys can see. One-handed. It's going to take a few more strokes than the bigger saws, but it's not very hard. As you can see, I ripped through that no problem. Took me like literally 15 seconds maybe to rip through that. So super good saw. It's small enough that you can stick it in your pocket. I usually keep it in this pocket right here on my pants, and it's tied up to a lanyard so I won't lose it. The second one I got is the fiskars saw. I don't have too much information on this. I bought this at Cabela's for probably 20 bucks or something like that a couple years ago, and I've had this for a long time. I've never had to change the blade. I've never broken the blade. The blade's pretty good. You can buy replacement blades for this saw, but it's a pretty decent saw. I've had this for a long time. It's been my primary saw for the longest time, and this saw keeps up with the Silkies just as good. And I like the size of this saw. You can use two hands if you need to, or you can use just the one hand. Either way, it works really well. And so yeah, $20 saw. Give it a try. I'm going to try it with one hand for now. And as you can see, it ripped right through that just like the Pocket Boy Silky Pocket Boy did. I'll try it with two hands. Not the best piece of wood to cut. As you can see, with two hands, it makes it even faster. So yeah, that's the fiskars saw from Cabela's. $20. It's lasted me for years, and I've never even had to change the blade or nothing. So awesome saw. So that's saw number 2. That's the medium-sized saw that I have. This I could fit into my pocket if I really needed to. It's a little bit big for that, but if I needed to, I could, and I have. So we're gonna go on to the last saw that I got here, and that would be the Silky Boy or big boy I should say. And this saw is a beast of a saw. It's by far not the biggest saw that Silky has, but it's pretty much the same kind of thing as the Pocket Boy, just bigger. I forget what size this blade is. It's the Silky Big Boy 2000 360, so I'm guessing it's 360 millimeters or something. I don't know, but yeah, this saw is pretty cool. It's got a nice big blade. The blade has like a curve to it, and what the curve does is it enables your blade to stay in contact with the wood at all times when you're cutting. And this one you can use both hands for, or you can just use the one. It's a little bit harder than the other saws that I have for just using one hand, but it's still doable. And with these saws, these Silky saws and stuff, it's pull action only, so it cuts on the pull, not the push. The push just kind of cleans out the cut a little bit so that you can stay in contact with the wood all the time. So this one I did hit a nail with. I was cutting some 2x4s and I hit a nail, so it's lost a little bit of its sharpness, but it still cuts awesome. So yeah, we're gonna do a cut on this piece of wood with this one. And as you can see, I just ripped right through that. I am gonna buy another blade for this because I don't like the fact that I hit a nail with it. But you can see with the impulse hardened teeth, even by hitting a nail, it still cuts like a charm. And with this saw, you can rip through some pretty big pieces of wood. I mean, I can cut through a foot thick log, and with ease with this thing. I've cut down many trees with this thing. I got it about, I would have to say, 3 or 4 months ago, and I've been using this thing ever since. I love it. But yeah, that's the Silky Big Boy 360. So yeah, those are my saws, and I always carry a saw with me all the time. I have my little Pocket Boy with me all the time. I always carry that thing with me everywhere I go. This I keep in my bag, my camping bag or my bug out bag or whatever kind of bag I'm using that day. And then this saw I always carry with me too. Redundancy, they're not that heavy. I mean, this one's a little bit hefty, but this one is pretty light, and so it doesn't take up much room, and it doesn't add that much weight to my bag. So I carry both of these with me, and just in case one breaks or something, I have another one. And yeah, those are my saws, and that's why I carry these folding saws, because they fit in your bag nice and easy. They're nice and light, and they cut way faster than a bow saw does. I'm being real with you guys. A bow saw, even those nice bow saws that you can buy online, they cut good, yes, but these cut better. And with a bow saw, you're limited to the size of wood that you can cut, because you have the bow, right? It's a bow saw. You can only cut as big as the saw is. These you can cut. I mean, this blade on this saw right on the Big Boy is probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 14, maybe 15 inches long, maybe 16 even. So I could cut like a 15-inch thick piece of wood with this. With a bow saw, you're limited to 9 inches, maybe a foot, maybe. So yeah, that's another reason why I like to carry these folding saws. So yeah, if you guys have any comments or opinions or anything, just leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be sure to get to them. Oh, I almost fell down there. And I'm on to my next video. Cheers, guys.